So if like you'd attack with Hex Optics there, it just one-shot you. Just like you saw the auto coming, and it just traveled the whole map and just one-shot you from full HP. That would be a fun interaction that I'm sure people wouldn't complain about.
Yeah, and you can build Hex Optics on Annie as well.
Yeah, why not?
In that case, why not?
Because
her auto is relatively slow.
Just wait for them to recall, and you just, oh, there we go. Guys, enemy mid laner is already dead. They don't even realize yet.
Well, we're jumping into the pick ban here for game number 2. And obviously, you know, we all talked about it. The Jace blind did not get much value for the side of Siwoo. But if you're going to blind something, Jace allows you to get through the lane, unless you're playing against Kiin, as Huni did a great job of highlighting. I do want to see what happens this time, though.
I think sometimes, you know, we see people talk about, you know, Fearless is preventing us from having like a second Jace game. I don't think we're getting another Jace game. I don't think we can give Fearless responsibility for that one. I think we were probably free after that game 1.
You know, one thing that's interesting though is Dplus Kia coming into game 2, they pick first pick. So just kind of feels like, you know, if you want to get a counter pick for top lane, this is not going to be the way to do it, obviously.
What's interesting is that they banned Anivia last time, and now they're banning Azir. But they banned Anivia, and Gen.G were the ones who got Rise. So it's a little bit interesting. Obviously, Anivia can be played support as well. But Azir going to get banned away here, and Jarvan coming out for Dplus. At first pick, we've been seeing more and more. I feel like the Ezreal stocks go up immediately after seeing that. I also think the Azir ban is another pick that can easily circumvent the Cataclysm, so it makes a lot of sense to take that one away. But there's picks like Aurora, which are available. They're going for the Seraphine, which we often see the Jarvan into the Ashe Seraphine as a way of kind of just locking them down. Neither of them have the ability to escape, so this feels a little risky from Gen.G here, kind of playing into exactly what Dplus won, but maybe they were also concerned about playing into Jarvan Ashe Seraphine and didn't want to go against that.
Smash is having a bit of a reaction to it, and we're going to see Mel Pyke as the response. And maybe Smash was like, yeah, this isn't exactly in my wheelhouse, but sure, I'll play it if you want me to.
Which was the team who played Mel Pyke last time into this? Because we definitely saw it before, but I forget which team did the first time. Didn't Dplus play Ziggs Pyke into it? No, actually, no, they did. Am I misremembering? I think they might have played Ziggs Pyke into it. Either way, in this situation, we'll be seeing the Mel Pyke again with that kill pressure. Chovy goes for the Aurora, which I don't think is a big surprise. Into the Jarvan, can obviously easily get outside of that Cataclysm, and also just a strong pick for him. We've seen him have a lot of success on it before.
And we see so much Aurora, and it always feels like a very good pick, but it's 8-17. Not the best win rate we've ever seen, as TF going to be banned away.
Yeah, it was Dplus who played Ziggs Pyke into KT's Ashe Seraphine. So they have played that Mage plus Pyke combination before, but they didn't specifically play the Mel because the Mel was banned in that series. So get the opportunity to try this one out. I think the TF ban makes a lot of sense because this, to me, screams, we're going to kill your bot lane. On repeat, hopefully, TF would really amplify that. The fact that the Rise is unavailable, I think, is a big saving grace because I think anything that can roam down bot and help put pressure on that enemy bot lane would make things difficult for Gen.G.
Yeah, TF also, we've seen in the top lane, so if Kiin just wants to play Gnar, which I don't know if he will, especially with the Renekton ban, but he, I believe, should just hold on to counterpick and just let Canyon pick first. But let's go ahead and see what this final ban is going to be. The Skarner ban into Canyon feels very nice. The Vayne is, in fact, going to be targeted.
So respecting the counter pick, even though Kiin's Vayne has been a little bit hit or miss so far. Respecting the jungle here, there's still the Pantheon available, which obviously has that global pressure to help our bot lane. There's still the Vi, which has that point-and-click CC that the Mel can't do a ton against. And they will go for the Vi in this situation. A lot of lockdown between this composition so far. If the Vi leads the charge, the follow-up is absolutely there. Now for Dplus, they definitely need some more AD in their composition, whether it's mid or top. Presumably it's going to be top. They're looking for the Ahri for ShowMaker, which makes sense. They need some more throughput in their comp. Otherwise, they'll get like one kill and that'll kind of be it.
I feel like only Gnar works, you know?
Yeah.
But it doesn't really work. It's like, you just have to pick Gnar here. And now let's see what Kiin decides to bully me with.
Gnar Jarvan's a good combo, and you have the momentum given by Pyke Ahri for resets. This is an explosive composition from Dplus, but not the easiest, not the most straightforward traditional comp that we've seen. And seeing the Aatrox come out, you know, for a while, Aatrox was the go-to into Gnar. His short range, the Gnar short range, struggled to deal with the Aatrox's threat. If you do land a sweet spot and then the tether can just kind of explode him. And also considering Dplus's comp is all about momentum and going into Gen.G, it's a pick that can definitely disrupt that. I think Zehen is another pick that would have done well, but would have struggled more in the lane.
Yeah.
But I think Aatrox can be so difficult just to punch through that it makes a good amount of sense here. I think Gen.G's composition, definitely a more traditional comp that we would see. But I'm excited to see what Dplus can pull off with this. They have a lot of pick potential and reset potential in their comp. If Ruler has a game similar to game one, they could really struggle because he was definitely one of the weaker performers on his team for that game one, and there's going to be so much more pressure on him in this game too.
Yeah, there definitely is going to be. This guy on the right here came up from Busan to watch Gen.G, and not a short distance. Here in Korea, at least, as taking a look at the comps once again, we do see, you know, the Vio's ban in last game. We were kind of scratching our heads, but immediately Canyon is going to go on to that here. Provide a front line for the Ashe and Seraphine, and going up against Mel Pyke in the bottom lane. Very curious to see how bot is going to go as we hop on the rift for game 2. Here we go, game 2. Gen.G versus Dplus Kia, Saturday showdown. And Gen.G already have the first win. A pretty easy win, you could say, for them. As our space did kind of highlight, there wasn't a huge amount of action, just better overall play in the mid lane especially, and also in the macro sense. As already at level 1, we're getting started in the bottom lane. And that's going to be a big whiff from Career. As eventually, you'll have some good kill pressure, but at level 1...
Yeah, level 1's not the easiest position to be in. Level 2 is definitely where it feels a lot better when Pyke can do his actual combos, but for now, you're kind of just weathering the storm. This is the patch Mel got nerfed as well, I think. So here...
That sounds right.
Here W now has like... And this happens a lot in League of Legends, is when a regular basic ability is too powerful, it just gets a cooldown that's just insane. Yeah, her rebuttal, her W, now has a 38-second cooldown at rank 1.
Yeah, it's like an ultimate ability now.
There are champions with lower cooldown ultimate abilities. I mean, obviously, like there's like Jason Nidalee and stuff, but...
Yeah. You remember what they did to Tom Kench, where he used to just have Devour as a basic ability, and then eventually they just moved it to his own?
People have talked about that with
Do you
Mel.
think?
Yeah.
It might just happen. Oh, that's a nice sweet spot here as you barely able to hop away from that one. He's going to flash the third Q as Kiin has to continue. There's the tether and a flash away, but it's just a 1-for-1 as First Blood does go over to Siwoo. And the wave is pushing into Kiin here.
That could have been really bad if the cannon didn't make it into tower range. I think it could have been a lot worse. A close 1v1 there between the two. Kiin tanking the minions there. Definitely a big difference maker in the matchup. She was just going to be able to TP in, though, as they both are, and continue this. Now there is the point in the bot lane where it gets scary. But we see here, so Kiin landed that first sweet spot, and then she would dashed away. The flash is good to avoid it, and then Kiin's just taking so much minion damage, which really makes a difference in that trade. I wasn't sure if he'd finish it off.
Oh, a nice dodge there by Duro. If he gets knocked up there, I think he could be in a lot of trouble. Because now Canyon's here, and he's like, well, Okay. Oh, he's going to land actually onto Smash, who has to flash away. Now the root goes onto Career. Kind of an awkward way to play, as of course Lucid is behind enemy lines, and they know that.
I think Duro might be dead.
He does have flash. He's going to have to use it. There it is.
Good flash. Dplus bot lane wasn't in position to follow if Lucid went for the flash after the combo.
Now we got Canyon coming back, and Lucid, they want to get his flash as well, but that's Jarvan. This took a little bit of time, and he gets his flag dragged back.
So it's a trade of summoners in this situation, but the HP advantage goes over to Gen.G, so they can have some more pressure right now. Duro, though, definitely going to be prime target for Dplus, and especially a Pyke who has flash against a Seraphine who doesn't, allows a really easy setup.
Yeah, it's definitely going to feel pretty good there to see if they can pick up a kill and get another lead like they did in game number 1. Chovy here in the mid lane. He did blind the Aurora just for power, and it's very strong alongside of the Vi when you consider the amount of burst potential they have in the 2v2. But very curious to see, more so than the picks, just how it's going to be played out, because ShowMaker didn't have the best game 1, didn't have the most impactful game 1, you could say, on the Annie, whereas Chovy was the exact opposite. So want to see how they play this time around.
Okay, I found it. It was Hanj and Brion who played the Mel Pyke against HLE into Ashe Seraphine towards the start of the season. I remember they did get that kill in lane, but ultimately didn't win the game. Did have some struggles. And that is always a concern into Ashe Seraphine, is like, yes, you have this pick potential of this combo, you have that burst, but if you fail to execute, they offer so much value. With the CC, with the AoE shielding for the Seraphine, and just the easy setup for the root from the Ashe slows. Right now, Canyon leaning down towards the bot lane. And both junglers really know which lane is the focus point for this game.
Yeah, everybody's hanging around the bottom side. Does mean that Kiin versus Siwoo is just going to be a 1v1 for quite a while. Also, the mid lane hasn't really seen much jungle attention either. Just farming it out. Chovy does have a very small CS lead. Just naturally. He's been farming under turret pretty well is the one thing I've noticed. ShowMaker's been doing a good job of pushing it in, but that has not hindered Chovy one bit. Looks like we do have Lucid here in the Dragon Pit. Thought maybe he was going to start that up. Just clearing the ward for now.
I feel like the first skirmish is going to be really explosive. That involves the mid laners. Oh, Canyon will have spotted that Lucid's doing this, and the mid laners are hovering over here.
Canyon not level 6. The charm is good for initial burst. ShowMaker, though, is going to have to flash out of that one, electing to flash instead of just Spirit Rush away.
Yeah, he wants to save the ult for the fight, so they are committed to making this happen.
Yeah, might just be able to. I mean, Canyon's still level 5, as is Lucid. The hook comes in, that's everything into the Vi, and now Career might just die, as that is a kill going over to Canyon, but at least the Dragon does get picked up by Lucid.
Yeah, Career, oh, ShowMaker might have the ult.
Oh, that's a nice charm, though. Chovy has to flash away from the comeback on the orb. And now you can see ShowMaker was definitely considering going in, but did not take the fight.
They're so patient with it, respecting the threat of Chovy's base damage. Doesn't want to ult into it and just get caught off guard. Yeah, the fact that he opted to flash instead of ult, saving it for the fight. And then Career, I think here you have to really respect the Seraphine. I think consciously you don't always think of Seraphine as having that immediate root, but if you don't respect it when it's an Ashe Seraphine and you get rooted, you're just dead. And if he'd E'd immediately after hooking Canyon, potentially sets up the stun, but mostly just ensures your safety. But overall, they still get the Dragon, so I don't think they're too upset about it. But kind of showing the CC threat makes the Pyke feel a lot more vulnerable.
Yeah, definitely going to be looking for Career to play that one a little bit better next time. Kiin not necessarily having the same amount of pressure he had in game 1, and in fact, he's down about 13 CS in the top lane. So, you know, Siwoo picked up the first blood, and after that, Kiin has been struggling Obviously, the Aatrox is not necessarily something like a range top where you're looking to punish the lane super hard, but as the game comes along, especially with the Seraphine and the amount of sustain that he has and providing a front lane for the team, definitely can be a strong pick.
Yeah, it's been a while since we've seen like the Aatrox picked into the Gnar. I remember way back when it was Comet Aatrox was picked into it, and you kind of play around that poke pressure. Obviously with the Conqueror here, doesn't really have as much value into a range top unless you get into an all-in, which you're already doing well in. But he has been feeling the pressure so far. And as you said, the power is going to be there in the team fights. But Gnar is just a menace if he gets ahead in the side lane.
Yeah, could be a nice little redemption arc for Siwoo, as Chovy does not have flash, but he is Aurora, so trying to get out of this one, is able to hop over the Cataclysm, but eventually just too many things are thrown into Chovy. And ShowMaker has that chase potential with the Ahri as well.
Yeah, really well played there from Lucid, just follows him perfectly. The ult gets cancelled here by Chovy, so he can try and leave. CC comes in, cancels his ult to try and disengage, but to be honest, if he'd snapped back to the other side, it wouldn't have helped anyway.
Yeah.
And they just follow him up with the Ahri there. Oh, nice dodge there from Korea. Ashe arrow down. Notably, flashes back up in the bot lane, so we were talking about the threat that potentially Duro could have been on the receiving end of. Didn't really come to fruition. I think for this bot lane matchup, if everyone's sums are up, it feels so much better for the Gen.G combination with their immobility. And the fact that Dplus weren't able to capitalize on it yet is pretty positive for Gen.G.
Yeah, does feel pretty good, but definitely a big fan of ShowMaker and Lucid at least getting some early pressure going this time around. As Korea sitting around mid lane, but Duro is here as well. Just trying to play around their mid laners while nothing much is happening in the bottom lane. Chovy spacing very nice there to avoid the hook. And no dragon here for a minute or so, so going to be looking to see if Gen.G can fight for that one this time around.
And Siwoo is just running away with his lane. Yeah, with that going well so far, ShowMaker doing pretty good in the mid lane. Things definitely looking better so far for Dplus, even though it is early days.
Yeah, definitely feels pretty good for them, especially when you don't have to worry about a Rise that is just kind of scaling out of control, and
Scion.
There's nothing you can do to stop it. Yeah, the Scion too, and Gen.G didn't even have to do anything to come back in that game. They were just like, well, we're just going to sit back and farm and continue winning our lanes.
Dplus leading the charge with dragons. We've seen Korea setting up a decent vision arrangement around the area with that dragon spawning in 30 seconds. Lucid getting a last reset in. If Dplus can secure the second dragon, puts them in really good stead for this game. We saw obviously Gen.G were the ones getting the early dragons last time around. Siwoo just continuing to have this pressure. Kiin chunked out, losing plates, not having a great time.
Yeah, the Aatrox has it's not been the most common thing we've seen. It did get played once. I believe that was in the jungle, if I'm not mistaken. It did lose. But either way, yeah, Aatrox has very much fallen out of the meta, and I know you mentioned how this is a matchup we used to see all the time, but definitely not something we see often picked into the Gnar nowadays.
Yeah. Yeah, we did see it in the jungle. It was Chovy, I believe, played it and got really far ahead early, and then things happened.
Yeah, that's before they calibrated.
Actually, was his Chovey's game in the LCK season, or was that an LCK Cup?
That is a good question. We are going to have a route here onto Lucid. Meanwhile, a trade up in the top side as Kiin is going in on this one, but he's down a level. And it's just going to throw up the World Ender. Gets hit by another boomerang. I feel like she was always hitting these boomerangs as well, which is making it even more difficult to lane against.
No, Chovey's game was in the LCK Cup, so I'm not sure who played it in the LCK regular season, but we do have one game in the regular season. We're seeing it more in the LCK Cup. But yeah, hasn't really shown up much since. Dragon is up and available right now, and you can see Dplus moving in the river, trying to get control of the area. It's difficult to face check. You know, Duro's the one who wants to be setting up a vision, but he's so prone to being engaged on. and it makes it hard to recontest these areas. And with the reset coming in from Gen.G's bot lane, Canyon pathing up towards the top side, seems like a pretty done deal for this Dragon for Dplus.
Yeah, looks like Gen.G are just going to give it away. I mean, TPs had just come up and Mini Gnar had just started for Siwoo, so I thought maybe you could have forced it with the TP from the Aatrox, but World Ender also down. And so they're just going to give it away, and it's Hextech Soul right now. Siwoo going to do a little bit of face checking here. He's going to dodge the Q3 though, and now Siwoo's on the chase. As we do have Canyon making his way up here to the top side, but a flash is going to have to be utilized as Kiin just trying to keep him around, but here comes ShowMaker. And once he sees Canyon, says, well, I can't overchase for this one. Duro just trying to get into the Hex Gate.
What? That timing felt like normally...
Yeah.
I was sure he'd get hit in time for that not to work, but...
Strange. Strange for sure.
Because if you're getting hit by a champion, you can't Hexgate.
Yeah.
And I guess the auto delay, because Korea had already used his Hail of Blades, the next auto was slow enough that he could get it. If Korea really wanted to kill, he could have just ignited, and the damage tick would have stopped the Hexgate. But, yeah, I mean, that was crazy from Duro to manage to time it to get out. I was convinced he was just wasting his time trying to use the Hexgate, but he manages to disengage swiftly. As you said, it's a Hextech Soul. When the first two dragons are Mountain Infernal, there was that concern that, oh, maybe we're going to get one of the lame souls.
They're just not very cool, are they?
No. But then Dplus just high roll the best soul.
Yeah. You think Chemtech Soul like started a book club or something?
What's wrong with a book club? What's the problem with
nothing.
Boot club? What are you implicating?
Nothing.
Do you think boot club's a lane?
Yeah, I would never personally start one.
Well, that is a lie.
Actually, we did start one.
Yeah, so here's him coming
Which
out
is why
here
I'm
saying
saying this.
Boot club's a lame. He's in a boot club.
Yeah.
Actively.
Yeah, which we, you know, we'd really like for you guys to choose the next book. Very ready. I'm reading The Alchemist while we wait. A little short book that I've had in my house forever. Never got around to reading it. Is Dplus Kia, they're trying to set up here for the Rift Heralds. And both TPs were used. Kiin does not get to play the game. Now he's just being dove under the turret. The World Ender does come in, and Siwoo says, well, not much I can do about that. Also, the arrow was coming down.
Yeah, just to say hello. Yeah, Kiin just under tremendous pressure right now in this matchup. Siwoo already having the Triforce is just able to annihilate him. And considering how game one went, Siwoo on the Jace didn't have the impact he wanted. Kind of got manhandled by Kiin on the Scion, and now is doing the reverse. Has a massive lead, biggest lead in the game by far. In fact, is pretty much just the entirety of Dplus's gold lead. Definitely redemption for that game one, and Kiin just suffering right now.
Yeah, it just kind of feels like, you know, a lot of the stuff he would normally pick into this were either banned away or Fearless bans. I mean, TF even was banned. We saw Vayne banned. Obviously, Varus never gets through unless, you know, your yesterday's games.
The thing is, if you're going to... I mean, obviously, he didn't pick this with the expectation that he's just going to lose lane badly. But if you're just going to lose lane, you could have just picked Cassante.
Yeah. Well, this is just continuing. Mega Gnar does come in, and Kiin is just trying desperately to sustain up a little bit, gets hit by the wallop. And, you know, he's sustaining a decent amount, not a huge amount of damage here from Siwoo, as he does dodge the house. And eventually, he goes back to Mini Gnar and the damage comes through. And that is just a nice little solo kill for Siwoo.
Yeah, the engage comes in with the Mega Gnar, and honestly, I think at some point Siwoo was like, please, just go Mini already. Just so I can just spam auto, finish him off. Eventually gets him down, and just showing the gulf right now in that top matchup. Gen.G starting up the Herald. Dplus positioning to contest, though.
ShowMaker on the flank here, and it's stolen by Lucid. Just picks up the eye as the flash ult from Duro totally whiffs. Because now they're trying to go in onto multiple targets. Smash is going to be killed immediately. And low is ShowMaker. They both get in the Hex Gate, actually. Kind of insane that does get them to safety. And it's only one death in trade for A lot of side laning for Siwoo. The Rift Herald for the side of Dplus Kia looking good for them.
Yeah, a Hexgate escape comes in again. The fight was a little bit chaotic with how it played out. We'll see the all-in first. So Siwoo, he just knows as soon as he ults him and stuns him in the wall, he knows he's got the kill. It's just a matter of doing the groundwork to chase him down. Kiin trying to avoid these boulders, but gets stunned again. And I think at this point, she was like, please, just, I need to be ranged for him. And then he hits it, and it's just so, okay, I just auto him down. It's so easy. Here, though, in this fight, there were some cool micro moments. ShowMaker got on the flank over here. Duro tries to ult flash onto him.
Oh,
but
we're not going to see the replay just because they're bullying Siwoo in the side lane, but I don't know if he really can. I mean, he's going mega, but they wanted to get a fight here before the Hextech Drake.
It was a cool fight, but we're about to have another one, I hope. Third dragon for Dplus means Gen.G really
going to give it away.
Oh, this is not good. Yeah.
Just a Hextech soul point for Dplus Kia.
Gonna make things tricky. Very tricky. And especially when you have this immobile bot lane. Those slows are just gonna crucify Ruler and Duro. It's gonna be so hard to play. And there's a lot of abilities on the side of Dplus that you can kind of just throw out and they just like clip Gen.G members. You know, like ShowMaker, when he's ulting around the fight, if like even one of the little bits of spirit stuff connects onto someone, suddenly the whole team's slowed. Lucid, if he just throws a flag down, can slow your whole team. Yeah. It's really obnoxious. Even Smash with the Q poke, really easy to land, and we'll just put that slow on you. So it's not fun playing against Dplus with the Hextech Soul. And you opted to give up this dragon. You didn't see the position to fight it. Your down summoners on your bot lane was maybe a big factor in that decision. But you have 4 minutes to figure out how you're fighting the next dragon. And more than just fighting it, ensuring not only do you get the dragon, but you get the fight as well will be really important. Because at that point, Baron will certainly be a prospect on the cards. If you get the dragon but get aced, it's Baron over to Dplus.
Yeah. Just feels like Gen.G, you know, maybe waiting for Dplus Kia to slowly taper off in terms of their strength. Like, they don't have a traditional AD carry, but Mel scales fine, and I still feel like from ahead, if they can net a Hextech Soul, you know, the scaling isn't really going to come into effect in this game. And I mean, Gen.G have a decent amount themselves, but maybe just saying, okay, we need to wait. We're just not ready. The flash on a Ruler, he is so dead! And that's why they didn't want to fight without his flash, but this time Dplus Kia, Career especially, force it into mid lane.
Great play there from Career. We've seen the Pyke be pretty silent so far this game, but that's why you pick it into the Ashe Seraphine. Great pick there, will reward them with the push onto the tower, and they get a lot of value from this Herald.
Oh, he's going to miss because he hit Chovy instead.
Such a tight turn. Good effort, though, from Lucid. You know, not every play is going to be 100% successful, but I appreciate the attempt. Just maybe some more driving lessons.
Oh, man. He's almost dead. I mean, he got 2.5 items here.
Yeah, he is struggling.
Siwoo.
I will say what Lucid tried was an advanced technique. He very clearly already has his license, but yeah, those advanced courses could help out.
I don't know if Kiin wins this.
Yeah, no, he doesn't.
TP comes in, and she was like, yeah, okay, you want to fight? Let's go. He's going to hop away, though.
I mean, he's 3,000 gold ahead in this matchup right now. And it's so interesting that we've had this complete flip-flop between these two top laners, where game 1, it was an absolute gap in favor of Kiin. And game 2, it's the complete opposite. At this point, looking so favored to Dplus. The gold lead is only extended since last dragon. We do now have summoners available for the bot lane of Gen.G, so that's something. But you are in a really bad position to contest this dragon in terms of the state of the game in general. This Gnar is so strong. And the thing is, when you're this far ahead on Gnar, a lot of the time you think about Gnar like, oh, you need Mega for team fights, you need Mega for team fights. You're this strong on Gnar, you can actually just walk at the backline and mini and just auto-attack Ruler and he will die.
Yeah.
And he just can't kill you in time because you're way bulkier and you're doing so much damage. And then when you do hit Mega, you jump in and just slam everyone. Like, Siwoo has so much scope with how he plays out team fights because he's so incredibly fed. It's really going to be difficult for Gen.G to deal with. Sure, if he's mini, they can just try and focus him down and they don't have the threat of the CC. But if you commit everything onto this Gnar, I'm not sure that's... I mean, it might win you the fight, but it's going to leave you a limited amount of tools for the rest of the team.
Yeah.
So Siwoo is a major, major problem for Gen.G to deal with right now. 40 seconds on that dragon, a lot of vision. I'll say a lot of vision. A lot of control wards on the bot side of the map for Dplus. Not a lot of vision for Gen.G at all.
Yeah, I mean, that's the thing with the Aatrox as well. Generally, you want to see him get, you know, flank opportunities, TP flanks and stuff. But they don't have any map control, so it's just going to be an Aatrox kind of just awkwardly frontlining.
It's interesting. It kind of feels like there's wards on all the anywhere in the entrance to this bot side jungle. There's like wards, even on like towards the towers with these control wards. But there's just no wards at all for Gen.G, so they go the route of pushing up mid. Because they haven't got the vision in there already. Yeah. They have to push in mid and rotate through. They're going very fast, very aggressively, because they know they're in a rush right now. But this means they haven't fully checked vision behind them. There's no vision. They're using Kiin as a bouncer, and they're rushing this, so now the flanks are going to happen. Look at ShowMaker's position.
Yeah, I mean, maybe they get the Drake here, but the flash comes in from Lucid. He's in, and it goes to Ahri! The Hextech Soul is for DK, but Lucid is dead. That's now going pretty deep for this one. There's 2 kills already to the side of Ruler. And Hextech Soul be damned. It looks like Gen.G want to continue with this fight as the Pyke gets the kill. And Siwoo tries to continue on this one. There's another one as they take out Canyon. And now over the wall goes ShowMaker. And he lands the charm on a Ruler. The main source of damage in the rest of this fight is Duro also going to go down. And it doesn't look great at first, but Dplus Kia win the fight.
The soul is secured by ShowMaker, and Siwoo is so strong that even with the rest of the team pretty much going down, him and ShowMaker are enough just to carry through in the fight. And that throughput, the reset potential, the Ahri, coming in huge in that fight. We see Lucid, because it was so rushed from Gen.G, Dplus have to kind of rush to recontest, and it's crazy close on the Dragon. 42 HP when the Ahri gets it, but Lucid then gets focused down. We then see this ult on a smash, and immediately the bot lane is gone as well. But Siwoo is in mega and so strong. ShowMaker's managed to remain healthy. Korea trades his life to get the Aatrox down, and then Siwoo gets this great stun, jumps in here, the follow-up is there. Duro flashes out the charm, but it hits Ruler instead.
Yeah.
And ShowMaker's just getting reset after reset with the Hextech slow too. There's no way for Gen.G to escape.
At a certain point in that fight, it was 3v5 for Dplus Kia, and they end up ahead.
The thing is, because Dplus got the Dragon and got the Soul, even if Gen.G had won that fight, I think the game would still be in a pretty precarious position.
Yeah.
But because of that massive comeback from Siwoo and ShowMaker, the game just feels pretty over at this point. 7,000 gold lead and Hextech Soul in pocket. So hard to fight from this position. I think one of the problems with Ashe as well is, you know, your W with a normal build compared to a poke build, it's not doing that much damage. You need to be in auto range. You need to be auto attacking people, stacking up your Q, your flurry.
All right, they're trying to do something here up on the top side as the arrow hits ShowMaker, and now he's in a lot of trouble as he is able to spirit rush his way to safety somehow, some way.
That was close. Hexgate coming in from Chovy here.
I mean, the chase is on. You see that Siwoo doesn't have TP, he's just in mid. As now the ult comes in, they're gonna, oh, he gets away! ShowMaker just barely, as your base is dying.
Yeah.
So you got one guy, but...
Yeah. They get Smash. Smash has not had a fun game, if we're being honest. Definitely been the target. ShowMaker just the confidence to hold on to that recall when there's a Vi ulting the Mel right next to you. He just said, I didn't see anything here. I'm gone. They're now looking for more here.
I mean, the chase is on. Chovy doesn't have a whole lot. He has to ult his way out, and now Canyon isolated, charmed up, and executed by ShowMaker. We're just going to enjoy that kill very much.
Yeah.
As finally, Kiin got a second item, by the way. It took him forever.
Yeah, already level 18 for Siwoo, and he has 3 items in pocket, so very hard to deal with. The point I was saying before is Ruler kind of has to be in auto range to get his damage down, and against the Hextech Soul and so much CC threat, that's very hard to do. We saw him get value with the Ashe ult there. Wasn't quite able to kill ShowMaker, but Gen.G still trying to find angles. This was crazy, this recall from ShowMaker. He's just like, Smash, don't don't reveal me. Just go down. And here, I mean, the fact that ShowMaker's back and his ult was nearly up. It was like 5 seconds away when Chovy disengaged. So if Chovy doesn't disengage with the ult, it's just 2 kills there. Unfortunately, ShowMaker doesn't let Korea get a reset. But, you know, it is what it is.
Yeah.
It's still a massive lead for Dplus, still growing. 8,700 now, Soul in pocket. Siwoo has just been dominating this game. But he's gotten a lot of backup as well from ShowMaker, and the solo lanes have just been on fire.
Yeah. It's going to be funny trying to vote for POM when, you know, one top laner dominated game 1, but then the other one dominated game 2.
Yeah.
So they've had like these awesome games, but also horrific games.
That's the thing, is after game 1, I'm like, wow, you know, Kiin, POM, looking pretty good. Siwoo, going to be a hard case. After game 2, it's, you know, kind of flipped on the head. Game 3 going to be, I think, deciding a lot of factors, I believe. But the top lane is definitely making their impact feel known in this series.
Yeah, it just feels like, you know, we've had our top laners really struggling with trying to get blind picks down. And we had second pick, you know, counter pick again for Gen.G, but they weren't able to make it work with the Aatrox. Just makes you wonder what else he could have picked.
Got some good buys coming in from Dplus now. GA for Lucid. We have Seeker's Arm Guard for ShowMaker. Smash has the Rocket Bell in pocket. So a lot of like defensive utility items here. QSS from Korea as well, which I think he's had for a little bit. But just when you're this far ahead, you have the luxury, you have your core items, and you're able to get these defensives on top. Makes it so much more difficult for Gen.G.
Yeah, especially because of the timer of the Elder.
Yeah, once again, you look at the vision on the bot side jungle. There's nothing for Gen.G. Dplus have really been locking it down. I think it helps to have the Umbral Glaive from Korea to sweep it out. But now I feel like they're probably going to have to rush in. Last time they went for the push through mid-prio and got into the river. It worked, honestly, pretty well. Unfortunately, they couldn't deal with the fight afterward. But they can't... Oh, nice dodge from ShowMaker. At this point of the game, the ult's pretty low cooldown, but Dplus definitely want to stall things out a little bit to get it back up. I don't think they'll be able to find a... Oh, I was saying that. They might find a fight before time's out.
Look at Ruler. He tried to step to Siwoo. He's down 5 levels. They do a little bit of damage to Siwoo. He doesn't care about that. It's now Kiin just frontlining with the World Ender. They're trying to go in on a Siwoo. There's Gnar into the wall. Gets the 2 of them. Picks up the Seraphine. And that's going to be the kill as well. They do get Siwoo at the end of the day, but there's just no follow-up from the side of Gen.G. As Canyon going to be the first one to go down between these two, and Chovy will follow. Dplus Kia get a big fight. They don't need the Elder, and they'll bring us to a game 3.
Even though Siwoo goes down, he gets this mega ultimate onto Gen.G and ends the game with it. A masterful performance for the top lane of Dplus, and they will even out the series. After game 1, I was thinking, hey, you know, they got that first series win against Gen.G, first one in the longest time ever. And kind of said, hey, we're going to end your streak. But with this game, Dplus are making it clear they want to make their own streak.
Might just be able to. Siwoo's getting so many cheers from the crowd, from the Korean cast, just screaming Siwoo all in unison.